Alrighty, so for this problem, find the number of grams. So our last unit, our answer, is going to have grams. So I'm going to do grams right there. And we are starting off with 42.7 liters of N2O at STP. All right, that's a lot of information given within this short amount of space. So what they are saying, when they are saying STP, what that means is that 1 mole is equal to 22.4 liters for any gas. So 1 mole is going to equal to 22.4 liters at STP. Okay, so we started with 42.7 liters. We have to somehow get from liters all the way to grams. So to cancel out liters, I know a conversion that has liters, and I just wrote it down. It is this one. So I'm going to put liters at the bottom so that they can cancel out, and then the other part of my conversion goes at the top. So 1 mole is equal to 22.4 liters. Now I can go in and cancel out my liters, and I'm only left with the moles. But my answer is in grams, so I have to cancel out moles. So I know that I'm going to have to put moles at the bottom, and I have to have grams somewhere, so I have to have grams on top. So what is the only thing that has grams per mole? That's right, you guessed it, the molar mass. Molar mass. Specifically the molar mass of N2O right here. N2O is what we're dealing with. So to find that, I have to find the mass of each atom in that compound. So I have nitrogen, but I have 2 nitrogens because I have a little 2 subscripts. You can see right there, little 2. That means I have 2 nitrogen atoms. So I know from looking at my periodic table, the mass of nitrogen is 14.007, but I have to multiply that by 2. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Let me write my oxygen next. So oxygen, I only have 1 atom of oxygen. There's no subscripts next to it. No subscripts, no little numbers. So I know that that just means 1 oxygen atom. So if I look at my periodic table, the molar mass of oxygen is 15.999. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to the top and multiply 14.007 times 2, which is 28.014. And 15.999 is stays as is. So now I have to go in and add every single atom to come up with my total molar mass. So I have to add 28.014 plus 15.999, and that is equal to a total molar mass of 44.013. Don't forget your units, grams per mole. And this is my, this is my molar mass for N2O right here. Okay, so now I can finally fill out this last conversion. I know that there are 44.013 grams in 1 mole. And now I can have my moles cancel out because they're in the top and the bottom, and all I have left to do is just solve the math. So if the numbers are next to each other, like 42.7 and 44.013, they're next to each other, so I can multiply them. So 42.7 times 44.013. And then that number, when I multiply it, I have to divide it by whatever is on the bottom. So what's on the bottom is 22.04. So if you're still thinking, oh, and by the way, that answer is 83.9 grams. If you're still thinking, well, why are you just ignoring the ones? Like, isn't this one next to each other and you should multiply them? Yes, you are absolutely correct. I am just ignoring the 1 because it won't change my answer. 42.7 times 1 is still 42.7. Times this number changes it. And then the same thing for the bottom. Well, why aren't you also dividing by 1? Because 1s don't change my answer. I can just kind of ignore them. All right, so 42.7 times 44.013 divided by 24.7 is equal to 83.9 grams, and that's the unit that I want it to begin with, grams. Okay, let's move on to the next one. How many liters, so in my final answer I have to have liters, are in 4.5 times 10 to the 24 molecules of carbon dioxide gas at STP? Okay, so because it says STP, I know that I can use my conversion of 1 mole is equal to 22.4 liters. And I have these molecule numbers here, and I remember that 1 mole is also equal to 6.02 times, let me move this box because it was going to go out of the screen, 10 to the 24, boop, 24, and molecules. It went out of the screen. There it goes. 24 molecules. So they gave me molecules, so I remembered this conversion of mole to molecules. Oh, did I put 24? I meant 23. Sorry, guys. And they told me STP, so I put my STP mole conversion to liters. Okay, so I have to end in liters, and I started with this many molecules. So I started with 4.5 times 10 to the 24 molecules. Okay, so because I have molecules and I need liters, I know that I need to cancel out molecules. And the one conversion that gives me the number of molecules is this one right here. So I know I have to put molecules at the bottom, and the other part of the conversion is moles. So 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. And now that I have that, I know that I can go in and cancel out the molecule unit, and I'm only left with mole. However, I still need liters. So I'm going to use my other conversion here. 1 mole is equal to 22.4 liters. I know I need to have moles at the bottom to cancel out, and 22.4 liters at the top. So now I can go in and cancel out my moles, and I'm only left with liters, which is what I wanted. So now I can go in and do the math. Pretty simple. 4.5 times 10 to the 24th times 1, but again, I'm ignoring it, times 22.4. And then that whole number divided by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And that is 167.4 liters, 0.4 liters. And that's how you do those first two problems.